Yeah, another 2 days.
Could we have the back door closed to start? Good afternoon. Welcome to our Utility Special District meeting. The date is September 17th, 2025. The time is 5:40. Madam Clerk?
Chairperson Shirley Lanier,
Here.
Vice Chair Kashamba Miller Anderson,
Present.
Board Member Bruce Guyton,
Here.
Board Member Glenn Spiritus,
Here.
Board Member Chrisella Davis Pannier, Ex officio Board Member Mayor Douglas Lawson, City Manager Jonathan Evans,
Present.
Acting District Clerk Deborah Hall is present, District Attorney Don Nguyen,
Here.
District Finance Director Randy Sherman. Madam Chair, please let the record reflect that Vice Chair Kashamba Miller Anderson is attending the meeting by audio. You have a quorum. You may proceed.
Thank you. Now we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance, a moment of silence. It'll be given by our councilperson, Davis Pannier.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Do we have any additions, deletions, or substitutions for this agenda this evening?
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I would like to add the stipend item to this agenda.
Okay, we will add that item. What is it?
Stipend.
Stipend for 70. Are there any other additions, deletions, substitutions, staff?
No, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
did you say 7B, that stipend item?
D as in
7D?
dog.
You may want to take that item prior to adopting the budget, Madam Chair.
What is it?
You may want to take that item, that discussion, because that could have a financial impact, and you want to do it before you adopt your budget.
We want to do it before?
I would recommend before, at least during discussion, after consent, before you adopt your budget, because it will have a fiscal impact if approved by the board.
I see. Very good. We'll do that for what is that? 5, 4, 3. Just make it number 2. No, I'm sorry. Make it number 6.
You can make it unfinished business,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we'll do unfinished business. We'll do it that way.
Madam Chair, if I may,
Yes, go ahead.
you can certainly, as part of the operational budget, that can be an item that the board provides us for legislative directive associated with that, and that can be incorporated in one of the action items associated with the passage of the budget. So you can handle it in multiple ways.
We'll have it at 3A. Madam Clerk,
How does she do it?
without any other deletions or substitutions, can I get a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
Don't move.
Madam Clerk?
Board Member Davis Pannier, Board
Yes.
Member Guyton,
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson,
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear.
I think.
Board Member Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Board Member Spiritus,
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier,
Yes.
unanimous vote.
Thank you. Our next item of business is the consent agenda. All matters listed under this item are considered to be routine, and action will be taken by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council person so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Anyone wants to pull, we have 2 items, the minutes. Are we good with those? Can I get a motion to approve them?
So move.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Board Member Davis Benier? Yes. Board Member Guyton?
Yes.
Board Member Miller Anderson?
Yes.
Board Member Spiritus? Chairperson Lanier? That's a unanimous vote.
Next item?
Madam Chair, we are on item number 3A, which is the USD stipend in reference to Resolution 13-25 UD.
Councilperson Guyton, do you want Mr. Evans to start with it?
With the site.
Yes, for the second.
Yes, if it's before, I can start, if it's before,
Okay.
The budget approval. Yes.
Yeah,
Or did you?
we're on it now.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
The item before you this evening is Resolution 2025. It is the resolution that would adopt the operating budget for the Utility Special District. Pursuant to the conversations and discussions we've had with the board associated with the utility district, there has been no changes since the budget discussions to the utility district since the conversation that we had with the board. The one item that is left for the board to address associated with the operating budget is the possibility and the feasibility of a stipend that was brought up by Commissioner Guyton. So at this time, Madam Chair, I'd like to yield the remainder of my presentation to Mr. Guyton, as there has not been any modifications to the operating budget since our last conversation.
Very good. Councilperson Guyton?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I'll make this very quick. Every year during election cycle, one of the things that I always hear is that the same people are running. We're retreading the same people that ran before running again. One thing that I realized as I talk to people is that it takes a lot of time, a lot of meetings, not just public meetings, private meetings. For me, preparation take hours, a lot of documents to read. People have been reluctant to step up and say that even elected officials should be half decently compensated. The salaries that we have been in place for the last 15, 20 years. So what I am suggesting, as we did when I was on the board before, back in 2015, and I have the ordinance here, is that we establish a stipend. And it's my hope that the incentive not only would entice others to step out, because when I was approached, the first thing I thought about, I just started a consulting business. I can't make no money like this. So this is not about making money, but this is about people who may have an opportunity to do other things, decide to come and give to their community. And it's my hope that we would approve a stipend of $1,500 a month. And I'm ready to put a motion on the floor.
Any other discussion about this item?
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
as you all know, I was on the board when this came about. It was passed. That was something I did not agree with. One of the things is that if we want to increase our salaries, then we know that we have to take that before the voters. And in doing so with this way, it's almost circumventing the voters. I didn't support it then. I still don't support it then. It was something that was moved forward without my vote back then. I do believe in 2018, I think, when Dr. Botel came on, she brought it before the board, and that sitting board at that time voted to stop the stipend. At the time, it was a $1,000 a month stipend. And during that time, the utility district was basically meeting on a separate day. And most of the times it was only for about 30 or 45 minutes. moving fast, looking forward, obviously we should have been meeting many more days and many more hours, considering the issues that we were having that no one knew about until later. Um, I still feel the same way. I understand where Mr. Guyton is coming from in terms of us having a lot of meetings and doing a lot of things that do take up our time. But that is kind of sort of what we signed up for when we decided we wanted to run for office. There are many communities that don't even get a salary. There are some that only get about $5,000 a year. So it does vary. There are some city council people in different cities that make $40,000, $50,000 a year. So there's a range of amounts that could be done. And that basically, I still feel the same way. I couldn't support this. But what I would like, if you all would be so inclined to do so, is to allow this to be a separate item voted on, because otherwise I would have to vote down the entire budget, and I don't disagree with the entire budget. I just disagree with this particular item. So, thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Was this presented as 7A or 3A? What was this presented as?
3A.
It was 3A, so it's not the actual budget we're voting on, so it is a separate item. And to Ms. Miller Anderson's point, I think that it is, Ms. Miller Anderson, they brought it as a separate item so that we can go right into 7A, which is not going to be the budget that we're voting on. So if we do vote against this, you wouldn't be voting against the entire budget. It would just be the stipend.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I misunderstood when Mr. Evans mentioned about the budget, so I thought we were kind of taking it all at the same time. So that's good, thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I would definitely agree with my colleague, Mr. Guyton. It is a lot of meeting, it is a lot of time, for meetings, and I think we could all spend even more time, like I think Dr. Shampa just said. If we wanted to dig deep and stay here and debate every issue to the T, we probably could be here a lot longer. I guess I would just be challenged to increase any type of stipend, knowing that we have to take money in this budget to make sure we are building our water plant. It would just be hard for me to take it from here. If it was somewhere else to take it from, I would say I might be for it. But yeah, for the utility district right now in the state we're in, and with our priority being a new water plant and making sure that we can try to keep costs down for our residents, I probably would say this is probably not the best time.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, we could, and I think the city manager mentioned this, and correct me if I'm wrong, we could find it in the operational budget. Did you just indicate that?
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
With respect to the stipend, the funds would be identified, and we could find what would be the amount for the stipend as part of the operational budget in the utility district, if it is the board's pleasure.
Madam Chair?
Let me say that I used to agree with Councilwoman Miller Anderson. I did. I really did. But in the past 5 years, we've got $1 billion on the table. We've got 3 fire stations. We got a police station. We got a new city hall, a new marina. We have development happening. And when I tell you that the backup is at least 600 pages per meeting, and we have at least 4 or 5 meetings a month. We have special meetings. We have emergency meetings. We have groundbreakings that we have to get off from work to go to. We have a number of outside, meaning each council person has their own thing going on. Me with the education committee, with the audit committee, Miller Anderson with the youth council and the leadership academy. There are a lot of things that if you want to do this job right, it is a lot of time. And I don't mind it at all. I do not mind the time at all. It is just that with the first 3 years, we were getting these projects on the table. Now, the utility district alone is a $400 million water plant. That's not even including the current operations of it. They're looking at 7 new positions. They're looking at adding new wells. And to look at that paperwork, it took me a day to figure out the wells and how it works and what does injection well mean versus what does the other well mean, and then the new water plant and the ultra filter and the micro filter. That took me a long time and a lot of homework to be able to figure all of that out. But I am not complaining about that at all because I've learned a whole lot about the chemistry of water, if you will, how water works. I really have. And I've learned a lot about development deals, about what happens when people come to the city, they build $1 million projects, um, and the city has to figure out how that best works for the residents. And if the deal is made, the residents are the ones who get the most of the benefits, not anybody else. So it is, I mean, I have to disagree with that part. I understand the reservation with it, I really do. It's just that there is a lot that is happening that has not happened ever in the history of this city. Not ever have we had over $1 billion on the table. So I think that the people sitting here should be compensated for that. And I understand that that's a hard sell because we make a lot of money. We make $19,000 a year. That is what we make. And that is what we have to live off of if you want to do this job. This job is a lot. It is a not so much, it's a lot of meetings too, but the outside of the meetings. And there's a lot going on with the city. And I just think that, it would be fair to, the CRA is getting 6%, the city is getting 6%, and we're negotiating for police and fire. And I just think that the people who were elected and who are doing the actual work here, not saying the staff is not doing, because they're doing their job very well. They're doing it so well that, we get 10 emails a day with 6 documents attached to it that we have to read by the time we get here. So it is a lot, and I understand Commissioner Miller Anderson's reservations, but we have to be compensated for the sheer number of meetings and work that we accomplish here.
Madam
Madam
Chair.
Chair, point of order, please.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Was there a second to this motion?
There was no motion.
There wasn't a motion.
I thought Mr. Guyton made a motion.
I said I was
No, he did
prepared.
not. He just said he was prepared. I wanted the people, he
Okay.
brought the item up, and I wanted to have discussion about it.
Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Thank you. And serving on the board with you, and I would agree, the conversation is that we've invested close to $70 million into this water plant over the last 6 years. This board has multiple meetings, and I think just some additional oversight, support, and this stipend is not going to at all impact the water plant at all. So I know Ms. Davis Paneer mentioned that she doesn't want to impact the actual water plant, but the water plant is going to be bonded dollars, not actually through the operations budget, and the capital plan is not going to be addressed. So any facilities will not be impacted at all by this dollar or this budget. And this stipend, I think, is vital for the continued proper oversight for the utility district, and I would recommend supporting it. As one of the people that came in, we have seen the work. We've seen what it takes to actually give the proper oversight, leadership, and support, and we can't get these meetings done in 30 minutes. Before, when we were just doing 30-minute meetings, we got into a process of not being fully informed of everything. I think this board needs to take the bull by the reins, to be there engaged, have separate days for the meetings, and to be compensated with the stipend that was approved back in 2015. It's similar to what was done. I see the same process and resolution, and I think that it's time for this board to really kind of get assertive with what needs to be done with this water plant. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments in regards to this item? Very good.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to make sure it's on the record that if it does pass, just as I did before, I do not want to receive it because I am voting against it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments in regards to this item? Mr. Guyton, I'm sorry, Commissioner Guyton, you make a motion?
Madam Chair, I move that the Board of Commissioners, and including the mayor, receive a stipend, once a month, for Is it for all of the meetings, or do we just specify strictly, or,
Utility district meetings,
okay,
period.
okay. I move that, the board members, to include the mayor, receive, an additional stipend of $1,500 a month for the utility district meeting. Thank you.
Second.
Madam Chair, one question again.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we adding another day for the meetings? Are we changing the time?
I would
or-
like to. I've been asking for this for a long time. We have a utility district meeting, and even though may only be 1 or 2 items, it is a long meeting because we are hearing from each of our outside reps, which is 4 of them, our owners rep included. We have stuff that is coming in. I viewed walked the water plant yesterday, and there is a lot of work happening, and there's a lot of money being spent. And we want to make sure that this money is looked at, that we know what's happening and we know where it's going. And I'm very adamant about that because we are looking at 3 separate projects, a current water plant we're trying to keep going, drilling new wells for the new water plant and the new water plant itself. That is a lot of work happening, and I always have asked that we have this meeting on a separate day so that we can have information from these outside people. We can understand where the money is going. We can understand contract versus employees. We can understand what's really happening over there. And not that we don't. Not that we don't. It is just that a lot of this information is very technical, and I would like to have the time to be able to talk about that publicly. And for the sake of time, we have to keep it moving in these meetings because we always have a utility district meeting afterwards. And I would vote for this if the meeting is on a separate day because I think we need it.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
We did bring an item for the board's consideration to make it a different day, and the board did not receive or did not find concurrence on that. So we are going to bring a modification that extends the time where your meeting would go from 5:30 to 6:30, and then your regular city council meeting would start at what would be 6:30. So I'm working on an item to bring forward for your consideration that would effectively do that, and some other modifications to our procedural items on city meetings and the like. And so that is something that will be forthcoming before this board here in the month of October.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Recommendation, if approved, I would recommend moving it to a different day, just because an hour still doesn't constitute enough time to really be prepared for these meetings. Utility district meetings with the reviews and the updates that we've added from each department, they require longer than a 30 to 45 minute, plus we have public comments. So I would recommend moving it to another day, especially if this stipend is approved.
I've been asking for this because this is a lot of money on the table, and we need to be very clear and very accurate about how we're spending this money. And we need time to be able to do that.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Just for clarification, Manager, there has been no stipend in the past for the utility district, correct? Everything that we get, but we don't currently have
No,
one.
we don't currently have.
We don't currently have one. They had one in the past. Can you?
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, there was a stipend in the past. I think it was removed maybe 3 years ago. I can't recall.
That was back in
specifically.
2019 when we
2019.
first got here,
2019.
yeah.
Oh,
2019.
It
Yes.
was-
2019.
No, it was actually
Removed.
8/31/15. I actually have the resolution here when it was
Oh,
adopted.
that was the original,
That was the original.
yeah, and then they stopped it 4 years later. Yeah.
And just so for the public to know, so currently, we're not getting any additional pay, stipend, or anything for our utility district participation in meetings that we have.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
No, you are not.
Madam Chair?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
I guess maybe you all couldn't hear me when I went over the whole history of it, when it started, and when some of us voted against it to stop it. It was in place for about 3 or 4 years, and then I want to say maybe the 2019 board or the 2018 board, probably 2019 board, which is some of us that are on the board now, voted against it to stop it. And we were meeting on a Monday, which was a separate day, one Monday a month for the utility district. But again, like I said, back then, the utility district meetings were only lasting about 30 minutes. And the amount then was $1,000 a month. This time it's, I think you said 1,500. So it's $500 more. And then also, I think we should be clear though, in terms of what we are making on the council. We get the $19,000, but we also get a car allowance, which adds up to, how much is that? I think it takes us up to maybe,
I think it's like 26, 27. That's what it goes up to.
someone from finance can
It's
tell us?
less than
like,
30.
what-
I know it's less than 30. Go
I
ahead,
think
Mr.
with the 28 or 29, I believe.
Madam Chair, can the question be repeated? I'm sorry.
What is the total amount that the city council, that we get on the city council? I know it's 19, but then also for the car allowance, it totals up to what for the year, like 28 or 29?
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
It's the base salary, I believe, is 19, and then the car allowance is $750 per month.
So yeah, that's about 27, 28. You're right. About
Okay.
27, 28
Yeah, so we
for
get,
the year.
yeah, for the year, so we get about 28,000. And the reason we cannot add the stipend to the city council side is because the voters have to, they set our salary. So going through the utility district and applying the stipend is the way to basically, like I said before, circumvent the voters and extend the pay. And so that was the history of it, and that's how we get to this today. Thank
And
you.
I really think, Commissioner Miller Anderson, that is an excellent idea, that is something that should be put on the ballot. I think that at the next election, it is something that this board should agree to do. This is something that the voters, yes, should certainly be able to vote on. I think that with that increase, you'll get more people running for office. But with
Madam
these,
Chair?
but with the salary that's there, you have to have a second job or a third job. You just have to. But the point of the matter is that it is a lot of time which we signed up for. We are not complaining about the time at all. There's a lot of associated with this utility district, and we just want to get it right.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
And I certainly would support that, going forward to the voters. Because as you all say, I certainly agree with you. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of time. But again, we sign up for that. But I do believe going to the voters is the right way to do it, and they could determine if they want us to have a pay increase. Thank you.
I agree. If we have this motion on the floor, I also like to make a motion that we bring this to the voters as well. I think that we can receive the stipend until that time. When is the next election?
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
If that is going to be a item that comes before, or if that's a request to put that before the voters, I would recommend that the venue, that be done at a city council meeting versus utility district meeting.
I see. Okay, very good. But that's something, board, that we definitely need to consider moving forward, that we have this for the voters to opine on. And in the meantime, we receive the stipend, but the voters get to make the final decision in terms of what that salary looks like.
Madam Chair, you still need to call the question.
What's that?
You still need to call the question.
Oh, yes, very good. Any other questions in regards?
Madam Chair?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Can you read the motion back?
Madam Chair, the motion was made by Board Member Guyton for the Board of Commissioners and Mayor to receive a stipend once a month in the amount of $1,500 for the Utility Special District.
Okay, we're good. Commissioner Spears?
Yeah, thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I'm going to ask my colleague if he would be gracious enough to amend it to maybe a lesser amount than the 1,500?
Sure, what would you be comfortable? And the reason I did that, because the cost of living has skyrocketed. It's not like it was when it was 8, 9 years ago when we had the 1,000. The cost of living is not the same. That's why I did it.
I agree.
I think that maybe, we do the same thing we did before. It was $1,000, that was it. I can agree to that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We can agree to the 1,000. That's what was happening before.
I would amend it to be 1,000.
All right, very good. Madam Clerk?
Board Member Davis Pannier,
Yes.
Board Member Gaite,
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson,
No.
Board Member Spiritus,
No?
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
The item passes with Vice Chair Miller Anderson and Board Member Spiritus dissenting.
Madam Clerk, next item?
Madam Chair, the next item is under the regular agenda, item 7A, resolution number 2025 UD, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the City of Riviera Beach Utility Special District, Palm Beach County, Florida, adopting the fiscal year 2025-2026 operating budget and providing for an effective date. Madam Chair, we don't have any cards for this item. The acceptance of the comment cards is closed.
So move.
Mr. Evans?
Madam Chair and members of the board, this is the recommendation for the adoption of Resolution 2025. This is a resolution that will adopt the operating budget for fiscal year 25-26 for the Utility Special District. The only modifications to the operations budget would be able to provide the funding for the stipend, to provide that for board members, to include the mayor. That's the only modification since the discussion with the board, since the last budget conversation.
Any other questions in regards to this item?
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Okay, so to our director, we were always led to believe that it was going to be $5 million to hook up the piping from the old plant to the new plant. And you gave me a number the other day of 50 million. Is that correct? Where did you get that number?
So the number that I gave you,
Yes, you can talk.
Madam Chair, may I?
Yes, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. So the number that I gave you includes a wide variety of the piping. It does not include just the piping from the water plant to the existing water plant. That includes a vast majority of the conveyance piping for all of our new Floridan wells, the raw water line from the new well or the new water plant to the existing one, and then depending on how we started that water plant up, a finished water line as well.
So are we still with the 5 million just for hooking up from one plant to the other? Or did that go up substantially as well?
I can find out that for you, sir.
Okay.
Dr. Spiritus, what was your question?
When we were having discussion, I think at the last utility meeting, we were talking numbers. I think, was it done at the meeting or were we talking privately? I think we were at the meeting, right?
Madam Chair, may I?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
So it was during our agenda prep meeting that we have.
Agenda
Yes,
review.
ma'am.
I see.
And so the number came up from, we were always led to believe $5 million to hook up for the piping from the old plant to the new plant. And then the $50 million number came up. That's a pretty high number. So I just want to know where that number came from and how that's going to impact the cost of the plant and everything around it.
So we were told initially that it was 5 million?
Right.
So what happened?
So when I answered Dr. Spiritus's question, I was assuming all raw water and water main piping, not just the piping from the plant to the existing plant. I can find out the number that was estimated for just the finished water from the existing plant to the new water plant site.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Dr. Spiritus, hold on a second. Dr. Spiritus, you were asking for all of it or just?
Just wanted to know I'm just curious in how the number went up so high, from 5 million to 50 million. I mean, that's a pretty dramatic number.
Yeah.
Mr. Evans.
Madam Chair, if I may, just some clarity, and we do have a series of community meetings that we're going to be hosting with utility district staff that's going to explain a little bit more about the water treatment plant. The cost that we've talked about, the $400 million, That is inclusive of wells, it's inclusive of piping, it's inclusive of water treatment plant. There's a lot, so that number is all bells and whistles. So the plan in and of itself is not $400 million. There are other elements that are provided for in that number. And you as the board have authorized, $28 million for a well not too long ago. So we are going to show the community and be able to explain all the different elements. And so if you were to associate it with heart surgery, the water treatment plant is the heart, but there's all these other elements that we have to address to move forward with that. So we're going to be bringing that forward to the community for more robust conversations to break down the real cost for the plant.
No, I hear you, but he's saying it was 5 million, now it's 50. We're asking why is that?
Madam Chair, if I may,
Yes, go ahead.
and the utility district can provide some additional commentary. The item that Mr. Neiman was speaking of was the connection from the old plant to the new plant and isolating that particular number. The number that Mr. Neiman gave was all the piping that the city would have to utilize for the purposes of the wells bringing in water to the treatment plant. So he'd have to isolate that because the number still could be good, but he doesn't have that at his fingertips. So that's something we'd have to bring back.
So we're just not talking about the new to the old. We're talking about around the city with the wells and everything else included. I understand. Okay, so can we get that number at our next meeting, Mr. Neiman? Or you can send that to us, email it?
Yes,
Let us know
ma'am.
what that looks like. Thank you. Any other questions in regards to this item? Madam Clerk?
Board Member Davis Pena,
Yes.
Board Member Guyton,
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Board Member Spiritus,
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
It's a unanimous vote. Madam Chair, we are on item 7B, resolution number 2925 UD, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the City of Riviera Beach Utility Special District, Palm Beach County, Florida, modifying and updating the district's 5-year capital projects plan for fiscal years 2025, 2026 through 2029, 2030, providing for a severability clause and providing for an effective date. Madam Chair, we do not have comment cards on this item. The acceptance of the cards is closed.
So move.
Second.
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is staff recommending the approval of Resolution 2925. This is the capital improvement plans for the utility special district. This is the funding that helps facilitate the capital projects for the district. Remembering that 2025, 2026 is the only year that's funded. The out years are years that are not provided for in the funding stack, as that is our normal practice as it relates to the adoption of the budget. At this time, staff recommends approval of Resolution 2925 with no modifications since the first presentation to the board associated with capital projects.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
could either Josh or Mr. Evans give a brief update on where we are with the new facility?
Madam Chair, if I may,
Yes, go ahead.
I would defer to the utility district director, Mr. Neiman, to give you an update on the new water treatment plant.
Madam Chair, may I?
Yes, go ahead.
So as far as the new water treatment plant, as you guys approved in the August 20th board meeting for the GMP for the injection well, we should see a mobilization from Florida Drilling, which is the contractor the JV team has contracted to do that drilling work over the next 30 days. In parallel, we're also in the process of waiting on the finalized GMP number 5 from the JV team. That GMP is really the bones of the water plant, and we anticipate it being delivered within the next 30 to 45 days. Once that's completed, we'll have a back and forth dialogue between the JV, the owner's rep, and the city to negotiate those prices to where we feel they're fair. And we're hoping to bring that back to you in late 2025, early 2026.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so, Director, my question goes back to I think we had a little bit of a discussion on this already, getting ready to take the exit ramp. I think we should, are you speaking with Brown and Caldwell? I know the city manager is, I believe, speaking with Brown and Caldwell to get plans set up to take the exit ramp if necessary, because we're waiting a long time for this GMP, and I understand the delays, but I think we have to be ready for Plan B, just in case, and I don't think we should be sitting back waiting another 2 months or whatever, it's gonna take another month to get the GMP. I think we should start the process. We can always stop the process, but I think we should start the process so that if it does come out the wrong way, we'll be in a position to keep moving. Plus also obviously the joint venture will realize that we mean business, obviously, and maybe they'll sharpen their pencils if they know that we're looking at a Plan B as well.
Madam Chair, Mayor?
Yes, go ahead.
You make an excellent point, Dr. Spiritus, and I could not agree with you more. At this point, all options are on the table, and our hopes are that the draft GMP 5 that we received is the sharpened version, unopposed to the one that we saw with GMP 4, where we were able to reduce it by a significant amount.
Thank you.
Is that it for questions in regards to this item?
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
I would like to support Board Member Spiritus's comments in reference to the process. I think that is the most efficient, effective way of how we move forward with this process and expedite this for us. So thank you for the recommendation, Board Member Spiritus.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Board Member Davis Penier,
Yes.
Board Member Guyton,
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Board Member Spiritus,
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
Madam Chair, that's a unanimous vote.
Thank you. Next item?
The next item is item 7C, Resolution 2525 UD, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the City of Riviera Beach Utility Special District, Palm Beach County, Florida, authorizing the city manager to issue a work order in an amount not to exceed $1,088,878 to Brown and Caldwell from Infrastructure Project 23039 to provide owners representative services for construction of GMP number 4 for the construction of a deep injection and dual monitoring well and design to IFC development activities using the current continuing contract consulting services as recently authorized by the district board under GMP number 4, August 20th, 2025, and providing an effective date. Madam Chair, we have one public comment card on this item. The acceptance of cards on this item is closed.
Motion?
So moved.
Mr. Evans?
Madam Chair and members of the board, if I can have the Utility District Director, Mr. Joshua Neiman, to make this presentation.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
So the resolution in front of you, 25-25, is for owner's representation for GMP 4, which was approved during the August 20th meeting as part of Resolution 2125 for the drilling of our injection well, the dual monitoring well, as well as bringing the designs from 90% to issuance for construction. Nigel Grace is in the audience and willing to and able to take questions should you have any questions as far as what some of the scope of those services entail.
Are you on the presentation board? We're good. Madam Clerk?
Board Member Davis Penier,
Yes.
Board Member Guyton,
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Board Member Spiritus, Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
We did have one public comment. I apologize. Mr. Bedford?
Comment card up. I apologize for whoever that was. I'm sorry, sir.
Greetings, Board, Mayor, employees. My name is Joseph Bedford Sr. I just had one question, is if the staff did a cost analysis on this price to make sure that what we're paying is in standards with the rest of the community or within this industry. I didn't see, no one asked for a presentation, didn't want it, and you're just accepting this $1 million price and not knowing whether it's high, below, or any information on the justification on this $1 million that we're going to be spending, or over $1 million. So I just really would like to know if there was a cost analysis done on this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I we apologize for that. We have briefings prior to these meetings in regards to this, and this is one item that I asked about. It was $4 million that was listed, and then I was like, are we gonna give $1 million for $4 million? But no, what it was is that the prior meeting, we had $28 million for the new injection wells, and that is what we have an owner's rep to do. They make sure that the money is being spent in accordance with standards and also in accordance with the city's budget. So the person who is over that, Mr. Nigel, is he here? He's the person that makes sure that the cost is associated with the standards and also with the city's budget. But I say that to say this. When we're talking about building the new water plant, I did not know that they had to get quotes and find standards for just the bolts or the nails or the wood or I mean, because it's built from scratch. So a lot of these things that are presented to us, we do ask the question, is this reasonable for some screws? So those are the kind of things that an owner's rep do to make sure that it is within those confines and those standards. So yeah, we do ask a lot of questions, and that's why we say we needed another day for it. Thank you, sir. Any other questions?
One quick question, Madam Chair. In the Brown and Caldwell agreement, there is a resolution up top, and there's one whereas where it refers to 5 different categories. And it says, it is the intent of the utility district to select multiple consultants for each of its 5 categories. Category 1, studies and reports. Category 2, water resources / water supply and water treatment. Category 3, water distribution, wastewater collection and conveyance. Category 4, instrumentation and control. And category 5, grant assistance on federal, state, and local programs. I would like to know how many of these categories have consultants actually working on them.
Mr. Nigel, could you please come up? And this is from item 7C, that contract. Could you answer that question, Mr. Nigel?
Yes, I will. Nigel Grace Brown and Caldwell. I'm not sure how many consultants the city has among the categories you mentioned, but
Wait. Let's streamline this because we need to move on. Caldwell, Brown and Caldwell.
yes,
Is that you?
yes,
This is in your agreement.
correct.
So you're telling me that you don't?
Yes, we're approved. We're approved for the water supply treatment category, which is what this work would be aligned with, associated with water treatment plant. So yes, that's consistent
Okay,
with our contract.
so it's not your responsibility to obtain these consultants?
No, I think I misunderstood the question. The city has a master agreement with several firms approved for each of these respective categories. We're one among a number of other firms, right? So we don't control.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Okay,
I thought you were the one identifying these consultants since it
No.
was in your,
the city had a process where they went through.
okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nigel. With that being said, are there any discussion by the city manager?
Madam Chair.
City attorney?
Madam Chair, excuse me, we do have one general public comment card that was submitted.
I'm so sorry. This is why we need another day. This is the public comment part of the utility district meeting. Public comment shall begin at 5:45 p.m. unless there is no further business of the city council, which in that event, it shall begin sooner. In addition, if an item is being considered at 5:45 p.m., then the comments from the public shall begin immediately after the item has been concluded. Please be reminded, City Council, the Utility Council Board has adopted rules of decorum governing public conduct during official meetings, which has been posted right here in the front. In an effort to preserve order, if any of the rules are not adhered to, the City Council chairperson may have any disruptive speaker or attendee removed from the podium, from the meeting, and/or the building if necessary. Please govern yourselves accordingly. Madam Clerk?
Madam Chair, we have one public comment card. The acceptance of the card is closed. Lloyd Brown.
How you doing? My name is Lloyd Brown. You know, I'm coming up here because really, I think you people are failures. You almost like when you get money, it's no good. You know what I'm saying? When it's artificial or whatever, you're not real. And let me tell you something. All the time y'all been here, I know y'all know that people on the 4th of July going up underneath that bridge and they got tables over there that are full of scuba diving gear, but yet nobody won't say nothing. And let me tell you another thing. I walked around the city. I'm 71 right now. And you know what? When I walked around the city, we had a case beer in our hand and the stores that sold it to us were black. And the police officers that we knew, they knew us. And you know, when they came around, they didn't have to de-escalate anything because you know what? That wasn't a problem. Now that we got this open and carry law, so you can't open a beer and carry it, but you can have a gun on your side, which is much more dangerous than a beer. And then let me tell you, if crime is so bad, like I heard y'all talk over there in the fire department, call Trump. He'll send the guards in. Call him if it's that bad. And crime, if it is that bad, why in the hell are you messing with the people who been around here like me 70 years, drinking a beer on the corner because they can't go under the bridge. You don't have any bars. And I'm not going to the inlet bar because me and my brother used to go over there and he only did washing cars. They wouldn't even let us in. So I don't go there. But I mean, for an individual to live here all this life, all these officers we knew would stop at the park. They would speak to you. Let me tell you what happened. I seen a car being pulled. There were 4 police officer cars there. So I pulled up. I might have not pulled off the curb, but I was going to take a picture of it because that's 4 officer cars up there with 4 cops in each car for one individual. So when the man came up, I said, hey, I'm just taking pictures. But instead of him de-escalating, you know what he said? You parked in the road. And he called my tag in. All he had to say was, hey, look, pull your truck on the side and you can record this. I hear the chief talking about how bad Riviera Beach is. Let me tell you, whenever y'all come around me, I'm gonna ask you the same thing like you asked the people when you pull them. Have you been drinking today? And you know why I'm asking that because y'all knew this man was drinking, but y'all could come out here and arrest a brother on the corner for an open container. And you got a man, I know you knew what he was doing because everybody in my neighborhood knew I was on crack when I was on crack. Because everybody knows things like this. And I knew y'all knew it, but you didn't say nothing about it. Now it slapped you in the face, haven't it? That's good.
Thank you, sir, for your comments. Madam Attorney,
No comments, Madam Chair.
comments from the board?
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
I just want to let our residents that are online, that are tuned in, just let them know that we will have comments and greetings and a presentation from Representative Javante Edmonds and our State Senator, Mac Bernard. They're both here in the building. So please tune back in if you're watching the meeting online. And I also want to make sure that we address and talk about that open carry that one of our speakers did talk about, because that is concerning in conversations that we did have as well. But please tune back in, residents, when we get back to our regular council meeting for our representatives.
Thank you. Our
Thank you.
council meeting will start in 10 minutes. Meeting is